Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad to be here, and I hope to start your morning after Kim with my voice, and we all learn from each other. Today, food, as we all know, we can't live without food. And to make it readily available, that's the challenge we have. We always take it for granted when you pick up something from the supermarket, it's there. But people don't realize the pain and the hassle and the journey that product took to reach the shelf. We never thought that we'll come and we don't see the powder of my baby in the shelf. That will be something not nice, not pleasant. Or your grandfather's favorite biscuit, for example. What if this happens? It's not going to be a pleasant environment where our necessary foods are not there, then our favorite foods are not readily available. So we all have to work together to make food always available without any delay. And to make this happen, there are many parties to work. Government, private, semi-government, in a very much tightened way to accelerate the food vast supply chain. As I said, there are so many people from the farm until the warehouse. Just picture the stakeholders. So it's a complicated game. In my presentation, we'll show you some of the world interactions with Dubai and UAE in terms of food, and what we do in Dubai trade to accelerate this, to make, as I mentioned, food products available on the shelf. What are our provisions to do that? Food in Dubai and UAE is around only 90% of what we have is imported. So we are totally dependent on the rest of the world to give us the food that we consume. So we better make sure that the logistics behind it is smooth. Otherwise, you will hear some babies crying and some grandmothers and fathers nagging, because where is my food? As you can see, import is the highest. We don't export lots or re-export. In terms of tonnage, this is in terms of tonnage. These are the top countries we import from. India represents more than 16% of the total food that we get. Then comes US, Brazil, Australia, Saudi Arabia. So these are the top countries in terms of kilograms that we get from. Looking at the transit time, how much time does it get to get from the top 5? It's not simple, ladies and gentlemen. It takes a long time. The reason I'm going to mention this, I'm going to tell you after you see it. It got skipped or something. Maybe it got skipped, sorry. Let's see first the challenges. What are the challenges faced? And these are the challenges in most logistics, but maybe some are centric to food more than others. One is finding the right sourcing partners. And the beauty will be one day where the farmer and the importer in his warehouse, they are connected. Now there's a total disconnect. Technologies are there, but we have to re-engineer the processes where we can make the two directly connect each other. Because if the farmer knows my problem that I need this much quantity, he will understand he can plan his things. And if I know the farmer's capability, I will know how to plan myself and commit or promise. So that it's a two-way benefit. So finding the right source is the problem with any logistics, as we all know. Ensuring food products are of good quality and meeting the food safety and agricultural health standards. In UAE, we have we have strict guidelines. In Dubai, we have Dubai municipalities looking at the health, at the hygiene side of what we receive and what we eat. They tried their best not to pass a food that could be unhealthy, poisonous, unrecommended. So they are our eyes and ears at the border in Dubai. And in every country is different. Some of them is Ministry of Health, some of them is Department of Health. But in Dubai, this task was given to Dubai municipality. And it's not an easy task because every day there could be a new food coming up, new products. And they have to make sure that the sourcing, the materials, the ingredients are all of a good quality. And also we have a UAE standard body, Maqayis and Mostafat, sorry, which they put guidelines of how healthy and how hygienic food should be. So for a challenge for us, how we make sure that what it reaches the shelf, it's of a good quality, it's of a high standard, and the worst thing is to see something of your potatoes rotten or your onion is not of a fresh-looking thing due to the bad logistics or to cumbersome process. Bad logistics could be is not put in the right environment, cumbersome process that the port operator, the customs authority, they are taking so long to release the cargo. As we all know, that could place a big risk. And also, maybe the connectivity of shipping lines, bringing the stuff to from that particular farm is not there. There's not many trucks that pick up the things from the farm, or there is no many shipping lines that they have daily sailing from that particular destination. So there are so many players. So when we as traders, we have to look at the whole thing. The readiness of the country that we import from, the logistics behind it, the shipping lines are there. The country is ready to deliver me the product that I want in a timely fashion. And as I said, there is a cost if there is any delay. And the cost is quantified in the further slides. So me as a trader, I want to minimize the total cost of food products, of logistics and transportation of this. So these are the many challenges that I mentioned. Looking at these top countries that we, as in Dubai or UAE, import from, looking at the distance, as I said, transportation and logistics is a major thing. Looking at from the US side, from US, it takes around 15 days by air, 29 days by sea to get, this is a normal average sailing or by air. From Brazil, it's 16 hours by air and 28 days by sea. So imagine if you get something from Brazil, your food has been 28 days on the water. And you don't want to put extra days and extra days of clearance when it reaches your border. That's the challenge. It's already too long. And from Saudi Arabia, it's less than almost an hour or two by air, and by sea is 1 day to the closest seaport from Saudi Arabia. And India is around 4 hours by air, less than 4 hours, and by sea is 4 days. And by Australia is the longest, 36 days. This is the reality, I would say, in the coming 15 to 20 years. unless they will come up with something faster, a faster ship, a faster airplane, or a new mode of transportation, which I don't know what that will be. So that's the reality. So the reason I'm mentioning this, it's already taking long. Government, border authorities should do their best not to delay it further. Shipping lines have to figure out where are the, it's a business for them, where are the countries that they should be present more. They should put more sailing there, because food will never die. Whether there is a war, there is an economy prosperity, people will always eat. We know this for a fact. Maybe we'll eat less because we are becoming health cautious and we want to look good and lose weight. So what are the impact of transportation and logistics, since I'm stressing on the days and how many days it takes by air and sea? There are studies by the World Bank that says that there is a 10% increase in time. Any 10% increase in time of transporting, it will reduce the export of time-sensitive perishable food or time-sensitive products by 3.5%. So the faster we release, the more we can export. The more delay, more cumbersome. We get less to export food. So it's all related to the logistics. For OECD saying for basic food stuff, transport and logistics cost can be as high as 20 to 60% of the price of the total, of the final consumer pays, of what the consumer pays. That's too much. If it reaches 60%, it contributes to the 60% of the total consumer good that the end user pays because of the transportation. That's too much. Some people will be out of business. So that's another challenge, that we have to optimize the cost. And the last point I would say is the international transport times of moving goods, internal transits between a port to a warehouse, document preparation. In some countries, it takes forever to finish the letter of credit or to furnish customs declarations or to do any port-related handling activities. So please don't add to the pain that's already there. We should all work together to make things smooth. We should all integrate border formalities that will all impact the food supply chain. So what we need, an efficient transport and logistics sector that aids the social and economic development of the society. These are the three matrices or performance matrices that the global use to measure the logistics performance. Time, how much time does it take to clear a 20-foot container if we are talking about sea? How much does it cost me to import a 20-foot container? How many documents are required to import a 20-foot containers? This is a World Bank ranking. This is the latest. And this is, ladies and gentlemen, is the 2014. You will say, okay, we are in 2013. How come? Because this is what the World Bank does. They issue, it's like cars. They release the car a couple of months before the year starts. The same the World Bank does, preparing companies to look at the ease of doing business in certain countries. And this is the ranking that they issued this early November. UAE, and when I say UAE, it's Dubai. And when I say Dubai, it's Jabal Ali. Because for every country, they look at the busiest port in the region and the busiest city. So in UAE, it's the busiest city is Dubai. The most populous or the busiest seaport is Jabal Ali Port. So all the indicators of UAE represented by the Jabal Ali seaport, by the customs clearance, and by the Dubai trade as being the single window for integrating all the processes. So UAE is ranked number 4, after Singapore is being 1, Hong Kong 2, Korea 3, and Malaysia number 5. And the ranking, as I said, it's a 20-foot container clearance. And these are the things that they look at. They look at number of documents for export, number of documents for import, time to export the 20-foot containers, time to import, and the cost. If you look at the export documents, UAE's and Dubai is only 3 documents. I mean, my preference is 0 document. But in shipping lines, we have legacy of 100 years. People are dealing with bill of lading, which we cannot get rid of in a day or night, which we have to live with it. And if it's my wish, I want 0 document. I'm not saying that we are too far from that. It will be there. But it's not only us, it's the whole world. The best one in the world is still taking 3 documents. Time in Dubai and UAE, as an average, I'm sure it's going to take less than that, but in most cases for dry cargo, 20-foot container, 7 days. 7 days, I'm not talking about ports here only. I'm talking about customs formalities, if there's an inspection. I'm talking about bank formalities, if you are preparing the letter of credit and the clearance. I'm talking about tracking. And this, until it reaches your warehouse, it takes 7 days in an average. But 7 days, most cases could take 2 days, 3 days. If you are planning your things right, if you know which entity you talk to and you interact to, and you clear your cargo. Our wish, as you know, we don't want to be number 4. Our leaders, they want this country to be number 1. And we are not far from it. A small tweaking, we can jump to number 1. And because the top 10 are very tight and very close to each other, the weighted average is very tight. Maybe it's like, if you can see, one number is 10.15, the other one is 10.14. It's very tight. Small difference will make the ranking differ. And I hope when I stand this by 2015 or 14, we are ahead of the game. This is our journey. We were number 3 in the world as Dubai and UAE in 2011. But as I said, it's very close among the top countries. And Singapore and Hong Kong have been number 1 and 2 for the past 5 years. So our challenge is how to, because we look at it holistically, food is one of the most important things, how to make things faster. That's my last slide, ladies and gentlemen. What we did in Dubai Trade with our partners, Dubai Customs, DP World, Jabal Ali Port, and with all the Dubai municipality related to the foods. What we have done here, we are giving priority for perishable and food importers by ports and customs. If you do your declarations, you're giving priority in terms of clearance. If you are dealing with ports, even the permit to enter the port to pick up your container or to deliver a full container, you are giving a priority in terms of if there is like a limit of certain trucks to enter the within an hour or 2, you are giving a priority if you are importing food. So this is a consideration that have been put in place. And I hope this is done elsewhere as well, where food products, perishable food, especially perishable food, are giving more attention. Because you can't treat furniture like a perishable food. Furniture can stay a couple of days, but perishable food, it's gone. Common inspection areas for Dubai Customs and Dubai municipality. So we are talking to our brothers and sisters in Dubai municipality and Dubai Customs. Make it easy, because sometimes Customs has to check, municipality has to check. Baba, sit together and do it easy, faster, and better. Instead of moving trying the customers move his goods again and again and open, it's cumbersome. You don't feel it unless you go and see it. Because you sit in their office, you don't know the pressure, the truck driver that goes through that. Open, close, drop. It's not easy if things are not smoothly done. And the last one, as I said, it's a very complicated process. We all need to integrate with relevant entities. We can't do it alone. We integrate as Dubai Trade with Dubai municipalities, with DP World, UAE region, the Jebel Ali port, the inspection planning and clearance with the port. So any trucks leave certain gate, Dubai, it has some food, Dubai municipality knows that, oh, it's coming. It's going to come tomorrow. So tomorrow I have 15 inspection of food. So there is a handshaking and communication going on between the municipality and the port gates. So this is what we have done. Ladies and gentlemen, food has to be moved fast. We all have to work together, and everybody should put his input together. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much for an update and enlightening perspective, as always, that you provide us with. And perhaps any questions that you'd like the opportunity to ask the CEO of Dubai Trade.
Dr. Al-Dad, Ministry of Economy and Commerce, Economic Development Advisor. I had a question about, well, first of all, thank you for this highly entertaining and informative presentation. It is on. I know. I wanted to ask you about the slide where it shows the differences between you and the top three. If you look at the cost for export and import, you're about $180, $190 away. That's in dollars, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I was just wondering, where is this all fees? I mean, where are these frictional costs? Where is this coming from? If you have
Very good questions. For the final formula for each one, there is a whole set of, it's very, very measured accurately. For example, when I say $600, it's the cost of the whole thing. The cost even from a letter of credit, the cost of a truck taking the shipment from Jebel Ali to the warehouse, an average cost, because the warehouse could be in Al Gos, could be in Al Qusais, or it could be in Sharjah. So in an average, they take an average. So it's the cost of the whole thing. It's cost of customs-related charges. I'm not talking about duty. Duty is exempt. It's not included. Port-related charges, trucking-related charges. So it's the whole thing. It's a holistic way of measuring. And they do it across the world. So the comparison is rationally done among all the countries. Yes.
My question is for food items especially. What happens in manufacturing is, suppose one particular shipper is regularly supplying items. So those items are already approved. In case of food also, once label is approved, then can we not get rid away from regular shipper, regular buyer, same specification, this FIRS? So that, because it's not tested also, somebody looks at the label, specification, what is written in that, and basically this process, I feel it's not adding any value. So if we can get rid away of this particular thing, and move towards self-declaration. In case of a specification change, I will go for once again reapproval kind of thing. So it will definitely simplify and reduce the lead time.
Is this customs or municipality?
Municipality, basically.
Municipality. Is there anybody from municipality? No? No one? Maybe there is, but they're doing... very valid point. See, at the end, it's holding the stick from the middle. You don't want to make it loose as well, nor you want to be too strict. So you want to be lenient, but also careful of not allowing bad food to enter your borders. You are right. In customs, they have even accreditation program for certain clients that they know this client has been here for a long time. They know their products. It's an ongoing goods coming. So there is some kind of consideration. But food, Dubai municipality, they tend to make sometimes random check. You are right, it could be lenient more, but I leave it to them to decide. I don't want to speak on their behalf, but we are talking to them as well, because for us it's important to know that our end importer is not suffering, because people are asking for more and more. But that's the beauty of Dubai. Everybody puts you to the corner. They want you to improve more and more, which is good. And we are very open to that, because our leaders want us to be the best. And in order to be the best, we cannot have our ears closed. We should listen to you and to the others and keep improving. And I'm sure we're going to raise it again with Dubai municipality, that for regular shipments, same food, same destination, why do you do it again and again? So this is, I'll leave it to them to explore it further, I think.
Okay, thanks. Other questions? Bearing in mind, you usually have to line up a little bit to get a meeting with this man, so this is your opportunity.
It stays here. I'm Rima from Albadia Foods. Sir, you just mentioned that if you've been here a long time, you are credited in customs and you know that this company has been importing. Well, we are a new company, but as a group, we've been importing for 40 years in other countries, Kuwait and Jordan. So my suppliers and my products are well known, and they are, so do I get any leverage based on that? I mean, does that speed up? Because being new has delayed many things for me, and I know I have to follow the protocol, but the supplier, the products are well known. And
have you explained this to them?
Who should I explain to, and how can I?
It's an accreditation program. It's under client relation management, where they look at, you can defend this. This product has been going on. Maybe you are coming up from a different name to import this, but it's the same product, same destination. They will understand this. I think you should. Sometimes we need to put efforts, because these are new things. Maybe it's not clear-cut guidelines for this. I think the gentlemen and the ladies there in Dubai Customs, they will look at this.
Okay. Thank you.
If not, send an email to Dubai Trade.
Thank you. It's Mohamed, Gulf Food. Back to the point of the cost of the imports and exports. Can you just share with us what is the plan to make it a bit more manageable? Because the cost difference between the Jebel Ali and the other ports are really big.
Actually, I am seeing it, but you guys cannot see. I don't know if there is like, I want to get that slide again.
Bring it up.
Okay. If you look at the cost of export, okay, and the cost of import, in UAE, $655, and it costs of many entities. It's not only the customs, it's not ports, it's even the banks that charge you 300 dirhams for a letter of credit. Even the shipping agents, when they charge you for a delivery order or a bill of lading. So these are all included in the total cost. 655, we are cheaper than Korea. Yes, we are more expensive than Hong Kong and more expensive than Singapore. Okay, Malaysians tend to be cheaper, but they have like 11 days. So there is like up and down. For the import, we are 615. We are cheaper than Korea again. Seems Koreans are charging too much. That's why they are sending Samsung, not food, so many. So this is not only food, by the way. This is, in general, how they trade. So your question, whether are we going to increase? We hope not. But as you know, everything is going up. But as government entities, we had not had any directions to increase, especially in the food. Food has, again, special consideration. There are some exemptions. There are priority given. So when it comes to food, I doubt that there will be any change in the price. Not lowering it, but not increasing it.
My name is Ihab Mukhtar from Americana Company. I'm asking actually regarding the days of transaction in the port for the frozen containers. How take it long inside the port here?
How? I cannot hear you.
How long it takes to clearance inside the port?
See, if the ports, they have KPIs. Less than, sometimes, I mean, we, as a trader, we blame the government and the service providers. If you are ready with your declarations, because port will not release your container unless you do declarations. So it's a customs prior step that you have to do, right? Unless you have the delivery order, which is your work to work with shipping agents, and you do your bill of lading payments, and you get your delivery order. So these steps, if you have done it, you have done your declaration. From the port's point of view of Jabal Ali, you just block, you know that the ship has arrived already, you block the time, say after 5-6 hours, you can get it in less than 2 hours, even 1 hour sometimes. So from a port perspective, there's no delay. But people blame everything on the port. But port has its dependency, and also if there is a municipality checking and there is a customs checking, you have to put that into consideration. That it will take sometimes an hour, could you take 2 hours for the inspections. If your product is something ongoing, they might not check, they might not take much time in inspections. So that answers your questions.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me thank Engineer Mahmood Al-Bastaki for his speech.